them know that we are the American Indigenous. Copper color Indians, baby. African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred dog.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a lying mother.
ISO. Dama. Woo! Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many, yo, there's so many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. They know that. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, you, my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switched side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many.
Yeah, ask them a real question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' ride the whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like they Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep time. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on no falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many, so many. There's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many.
Hey, there's too many lies, hey. Yeah, ISO, Indies, Dama.
ISO. Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then there's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering, I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you
Hey now, hey y'all, hey girly, hey beautiful. Oh, Straight Smoke, Lady Moon, T Cortez, Adjamu Israel. Hey, Lady Moon, Othello, what's good? Ariana Nicole, what's up, y'all? George Willard, hey, what's going on? Everybody watching. So, I just wanted to get into a few things today. Like I said, I'm just going to keep reiterating the things you can do. And, you don't have to worry about going into no crazy fight. You don't got to do no wars, send out no threats. There are opportunities you have to do. And if you just simply choose not to, that's, certainly your prerogative. So with that being said, we can certainly shout out the official African American, the former President Obama, the official African American, the official documented proof, local and state records proves he is truly, indeed, an African American, and he can check the box off. He can check the box off for being an African American because he can prove it. His father is Kenyan and his mother is European. So he has the official proof. Can't nobody call him a Pan-African or nothing. You cannot mess with former President Obama. You can't. You can't go to President Obama with no smoke or nothing because his birth certificate and his daddy's death certificate and his family in Africa, he can go right to their house and knock on their door and say, "What up, family?" He can certainly do that. Facts. And guess what? To the Pan-Africans, Unfortunately, you can't do that. You cannot do it. You're not Obama. You can't do like him. Sorry, not my fault. Hey, Smoke. What's up? So I want to get in. What I want to get in today, y'all. I think the first thing I want to do is let's get into Obama signing the act for the modernization of terms for minorities. Oh wow. I'm glad y'all got your electricity on, love. I'm so glad. So Copper Aborigines, Straight Smoke, Sachi, if y'all, the link is pinned up to the top for y'all. And if y'all want to come up before I start, you're certainly welcome to come on up and we could chat about this because I'm gonna get into it. And I didn't want you to hit the link and I start with the lecturing because I have to do some reading. And I think what I want to get into first is the modern terms that Obama and the House and Senate passed. So if you guys are going to come up, you can click the link now and come on up. Let me know in the chat if you're coming up now. Straight Smoke, Copper Aborigines, Smoke, Girly. If not, I'll keep it moving with the lecturing. Yeah, it's real facts. It's real facts, Copper. That's a fact. He can prove it. And anybody looking to see how to go about proving your African heritage, all you have to do is follow and with Obama. If you just determine the same way Obama, the same proof. His dad is from Africa and he can prove it. So he is definitely African American. He is indeed. So, hey, LaChandra, John. So he got the proof. We don't. So let's get to the modern terms. Let's read it. Let's read this act. Hey, LaChandra. Let's read it, y'all. Fair use. So it says, this public law 114 to 157, 114th Congress, an act to amend the Department of Energy Organization Act and the Local Public Works Capital Development and Investment Act of 1976 to modernize terms relating to minorities. And this took place on May 20th, 2016. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. Section 1, modernization of terms relating to minorities. A, Office of Minority Economic Impact. Section 211F1 of the Department of Energy Organization Act. Title 42 of the United States Code 7141F1 is amended by striking a Negro, a Puerto Rican, American Indian, Eskimo, Oriental, and Aleut, or is a Spanish-speaking individual of Spanish descent, and inserting Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, African American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Native American, or an Alaska Native. B, Minority Business Enterprises, Section 106F2 of the Local Public Works Capital Development and Investment Act of 1976, Title 42 of the United States Code 6705F2 is amended by striking Negroes, Spanish-speaking, Orientals, Indians, Eskimos, and Aleuts, and inserting Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islanders, African American, Hispanic, Native American, or Alaska Natives. Hey, isn't this? So, now there's two ways that you can argue this. Were they just referring to the modernization of the terms when they spoke A, Office of Minority Economic Impact, and B, Minority Business Enterprise? These are two agencies. These are two agencies. Or were they applying it to the whole entire land? That's the question. I'm putting y'all through a test. And it was approved May 20th, 2016. Was the Congress talking to just the Office of Minority Economic Impact or Minority Business Enterprise? Because he gave an order to these agencies. Trick question, y'all. Because he says, be enacted by the state, Senate, and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress. Assembled. Modernization of terms relating to minorities. A, they have the Office of Minority Economic Impact, and they have the Minority Business Enterprise. Does this apply to just those two agencies or all of the land? That's the question, y'all. Copper, American Business. Come on, y'all. I'm putting y'all through a trick question. Does that apply to those two agencies, or does it apply to the all 50 states? Hi, Joe, Bad Saint. Nobody gonna answer that question. Well, since Congress passed this law, this public act, we have to assume that it means the entire land. So let's get it. Here we go. Now here, hey, Bad Saint, baby. American Business said agencies. Okay. Copper Aborigines said agencies and the land. LaChandra, you said repeat it. All right, I'll repeat it. Here we go. An act to amend the Department of Energy Organization Act and the Local Public Works Capital Development and Investment Act of 1976 to modernize terms relating to minorities. It's an act. It's public law. It's public law. All right, yeah, y'all got it. It's public law. It's telling you the answer. Public law. So when the House and the Senate and Congress passes a law, it applies to the whole land. It's the supreme law of the land. Section 1, modernization of terms relating to minorities. Office of Minority Economic Impact, Section 211, F1 of the Department of Energy Organization Act. Title 42 of the United States Code 7141 F1 is amended by striking a Negro, a Puerto Rican, an American Indian, an Eskimo, an Oriental, or a Aleut, or is a Spanish-speaking individual of Spanish descent. And insert Asian American, Native Hawaiian, a Pacific Islander, African American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Native American, or an Alaska Native. B, minority business enterprises, Section 106F2 of the Local Public Works Capital Development and Investment Act of 1976, Title 42, United States Code 6705F2, is amended by striking Negroes, Spanish-speaking, Orientals, Indians, Eskimos, and Aleuts, and inserting Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islanders, African American, Hispanic, Native American, or Alaska Natives. Approved May 20th, 2016. Okay, LaChandra says, she said, yes, corporate law of the land, not common law of the land. No Congress passed it. They actually voted. They did. We'll go there. Let's see. Um, let's get it. Modernization Act and the logo. Let's see. I think I have it. Back up. Yeah, I do. So let me go here. This isn't the one I want, you guys. I wanted the other one. Let's get the other one. An act department All right, I think I have it now. All right, I'd rather get the news up here. Okay. All righty. You guys are so patient. I didn't think okay, here we go. Let's get it, yeah. Let me take this down. Hey, I'm going to take this down. All right. Obama signs bill eliminating Negro Oriental from federal laws. Okay, from federal laws. Pay attention. I don't want to read this. I just want you to see here that they did vote on it. 74 Democratic co-sponsors and 2 Republicans. They did vote. I'll get you to the. We'll look at the vote, but they did vote. They did vote. But let's read it, you guys. Let's read it. All right. I don't like all the commercial ads. I'll leave it up and we're going to read it. All right. We're going to read it. Zoom. Let me zoom it out so you guys can see. View. Zoom. All right. That's nice and big. You should be able to see it now. So, that being said, now I could do a wonderful share screen. Share. Oh, I can't stand this damn thing. All right, share screen. All right, here we go. I think you should see it now. All right, here we go. Obama signs bill eliminating Negro Oriental from federal laws. Okay, now check this out. Let me move this out the way. Put that up there. In 1790, now check this out, y'all. This is too funny. In 1790, the U.S. Census counted people by lumping them into one of three categories: slaves, free white females and males, or all other free persons. By 1980, the categories had gone through nearly 20 deviations. People could identify as one of 15 possibilities, including now derogatory words such as Negro. These classifications might shed some light on why some federal laws from that time contain outdated verbiage that's now being addressed. After it was unanimously passed with 380 votes, President Barack Obama signed H.R. 4238 on Friday, which amends two federal acts from the 70s that define minorities with terms that are now insensitive or outdated. The Department of Energy Act has for decades described minorities as a Negro, Puerto Rican, American Indian, Eskimo, Oriental, or Aleut, or as a Spanish-speaking individual of Spanish descent. The new bill changes the language to Asian American, Native Hawaiian, a Pacific Islander, African American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Native American, or in Alaska, Native. There's also similar language in the Local Public Works, Capital Development and Investment Act. The bill was sponsored by Representative Grace Ming, a Democrat in New York, with 74 Democratic co-sponsors and 2 Republican ones, whose focus on the word Oriental is an insulting term that needed to be removed from the books, and I am extremely pleased that my legislation to do that is now the law of the land, Meng said in a statement. So it's the law of the land. It applies to the land. All right. The U.S. Census never used the word Oriental, which became associated in the United States with exoticism and Asian American stereotypes in the 20th century, but it dropped Negro from the identities. Oh my God, who is that? I asked them to come up. All right, all right. I see you. All right, you got to wait till I finish reading. I was in the middle of reading. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, what is this? All right, I'll get back to it right away, you guys. So I'll start here. The United States Census never used the word Oriental, which became associated in the U.S. with exoticism and Asian American stereotypes in the 20th century, but it dropped Negro from the identities in 2013 after people during the 2010 count said they were offended by it. The director at the time said 56,000 people during research in the 1990s written under other race that they identified as Negro. So the census had continued to include the word in its 2000 count and also in 2010. But by then, people were raising concerns. I apologize to them. I am confident that the intent of my colleagues in using the same wording as Census 2000 was to make sure as many people as possible saw words that matched their self identities. Okay? Listen now. I'm going to read that again. Okay? I'm going to blow it up. All right, let's make it big. I apologize to them. I am confident that the intent of my colleagues in using the same wording as Census 2000 was to make sure as many people as possible saw words that matched their self identities. All right? So you ain't got to worry about it. Full inclusiveness was the goal. Robert Groves, former director of the United States Census Bureau, wrote, "The race question has often changed over the decades as the country has changed and racial terms have evolved." So Kamala, she took this report. This is her. That's her. Let me get back to my thing. That's her. So now, hi, Ali Bama. Did you want to say something before I move on with finishing up this part of the deal?
How are you, Queen Mother?
I'm
This
good.
is just, we've been chopping this up for a good, well, you about to have your second anniversary on the lawsuit, right? So the
Yes, sir.
designation going back to 2013 and the ADRIP in 2014, we have yet to clearly get focused on. That's a decade. Isn't that 10 years?
Yep.
It's a sad state of affairs, my sister, but keep cooking.
Okay. So now that you read that, you can only select what the wise thing to do would only be select what you can prove. And we're going to go through this. We're going to go through this. Because that's nothing. So, if you guys look at the top row, and I made this up based on what's in my particular history. I didn't put any names. I just put years and year. I just put years and documents. This is not all. I just want you to visually see what's going on here. So, in looking at the top, it's my maternal side, grandma, and then on the right is grandpa. Okay, and on the bottom it's paternal side, which is dad's side, and the paternal side, grandma side, and paternal side, grandpa. So let's look at the top. So in 1837, I do have a death certificate dated 1922 where it identifies grandma as Indian. 1878, I have colored on death, marriage, and marriage certificates. And this individual died in 1976. So from the time she was born in 1878, she was a colored from 1878 to 1976. I have a death certificate of an ancestor, female, born 1908, and she died in 1957, death certificate. I have a color noted on death certificate and birth certificate and death certificate in 1931. She was a colored from 1931 to 1993 till she died. In 1948, I have a birth certificate that says Negro, and the person's still alive. And I had Negro on my birth certificate, and I'm still alive. Now, when we look at the maternal side grandpa, meaning my grandfather, from 1825, we have a marriage certificate, okay, from 1825 that documents them both as colored. And from 1825 to 1880, they were coloreds, not Africans. From 1851, I have the next ancestor born, colored. I got a marriage certificate and a death certificate. So they were coloreds from 1851 to their death in 1924. In 1862, they were colored. I got the marriage certificate and the death certificate. So they were coloreds from 1862 until 1945. I have someone else that was born 1907, born as a colored, marriage and death certificates and birth certificate. Says no birth certificate. Sorry. Marriage and death. Colors. All the way to 1993. So from 1907 to 1993, colored. 1928, marriage certificate says colored. Both bride and groom. And the death certificate in 2007. So they've been colored since 1928. And then 1948. Negro on the birth certificate to this date because he, boom. So now when we go down to the paternal side, now up top is mom's side.
But Queen Mother, can I point something out to you? Because I think you duplicated the chart.
No, I didn't.
The exact same information. Well, when you go through it, you'll see the exact same information is on your paternal side that you just.
Oh yeah, the paternal side is it is a duplicate, but I was getting it's just a way of getting the audience to see, because when they do the paternal side, they're going to see the same thing. When they do the paternal side, it's going to be the same thing. I just want them to see. So the top and bottom examples,
and the amazing thing to me is the first incidence of Indian is 7 years after the Removal Act.
Yep.
And by 1922, they're 85 years old? They're just shy of a century. Also, the one underneath is shy of 100 years.
Yep.
98.
Yep.
So the question is, between their death in 1922, and we already know in 1924 was the Racial Integrity Act. So even though in 1878 that next person in your line was born, between sometime in the early 20s, colored became the designation to transfer us away from India. That's what you're showing there. Let me go ahead, sister. Keep talking.
No, it's correct. You're correct. The bottom is dad's side because it's paternal. So it's pretty much the same thing, because there was no birth certificates until after 1908. So you're not going to see birth certificates. Now, what you will see is death certificates. And they do identify you as color. You see death and marriage certificates. Birth certificates don't come in
until
until
the
after
20th century.
1908.
The 20th
Right,
century.
1908. Yeah.
But they do tell you, particularly on marriage certificates, who the parents were, and most definitely on the death certificate.
Oh yeah, the parents were, and it gives you their race. Yep. So I want you to see this, family, because this is pretty much how your genealogy probably looks as well, based on all the ones that I've been doing. It's pretty much the same. So on this note, there was no law made for in reference to colors, probably because they're all dead, but there we still have some of our folks that's alive that do have color on it. And because you see at the bottom where it struck out Negro, he struck out Negro. So now you got to wipe out Negro. Can't use it. Guess what? You can only be an Indian because that's where it came from. You have to be who you really are. You can prove that you're an Indian, but you cannot prove that you're an African or a descendant of an African. Negro is wiped out. You have no choice but to use what is on the paper. You can use, you can. That's why I said when you did the census, you can check off the American Indian or Native American. That's the way they have it. He changed it. Indian, he took out Indian. So let's put it back up. His ass even took out Indians. But it's a little contradicting because Indian is still in the Constitution. It doesn't say Native American. It doesn't say American Indian. It said Indian. So now what?
In addition, Queen Mother, the slick manner which they're doing by stretching Native, noticed over Alaska, over Hawaii, and you know the Native American are the reservation dogs on the penal colonies.
Right. So you can only
American
use...
Indian is...
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
American Indian is the default position of a specific people. We're not asking people to embrace, to convert, to follow me. At least I don't, because I'm not here recruiting. Why can't you address the truth of the matter? That's all we're discussing. The truth and the facts are there laid out before you. Now, you can delude yourself. You can choose to be, because you have the right to choose to be ignorant. But you don't have the right to be heard by others. You don't have the right to keep poisoning children in the next generation with the arrogance of your ignorance. That's my opinion, but you got it, sis.
I agree. So you can, because the identification of Indian is in the United States Constitution, Indian wasn't removed. Still in the United States
Constitution. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 and 1968 specifically states Indian civil rights. There are no black, colored, Negro, or African laws as acts of Congress. Period. Now, even when they want to talk about the descendancy of African, that's the Naturalization Act. That's under the category of citizen, not of aborigine. Not of indigenous. It's a United States citizen category.
Yep. So, Indian is what you still can use because it's in the United States Constitution. Now, did Congress err when they made this act? Are these racial identities in conflict with the United States Constitution? Because that wasn't changed. There was no vote to change the United States Constitution.
Are you asking just flat out, is it unconstitutional? Which might
It
defiant answer is yes.
It is. It's
And when you go by
unconstitutional.
the Constitution, this is the only ethnicity referred to in that document. Not Europeans, not Africans,
Right.
not Asians, not even natives.
And it's
Only the
maybe the
Indian with a negative reference that should not be taxed, which ought to tell you the level of authority that that label has. There is only one. That's I know you know that's why I keep saying this, Queen Mother. There can be only one.
facts. So that's the real question. Hi, Sharice, Joe, Charlene. That's the question. Is this act unconstitutional? Is it in conflict with the United States Constitution? Because he's telling them, these agencies, to strike Negroes, Spanish speaking, Orientals, Indians, Eskimos, strike it and insert these. But there wasn't a vote to take it out the Constitution.
And you know what can of
Because
worms would open up
perhaps
a constitutional convention? Because that is the only way to alter the original Constitution, not the Crime Act of 1871. Only a constitutional convention can address the content of the Constitution.
and perhaps it's obvious these people are not the same people in the current United States Constitution when it as it pertains to Indian not tax. So what say ye to that? Perhaps these are not the same people as the Indian not taxed in the United States Constitution, because I don't see the change in the United States Constitution. I don't see the United States Constitution saying Native American. It's still there. So now that Negro is struck out, you can't just say you're African American. You got to prove, and you cannot prove you're African American. You can prove that you are Indian. You can. Let's go back to this, you guys. Now, and looking at these dates, let's look at the one from 1837 at the top. This person born in 1837, his parents were born in South Carolina. So swash off 20. We're getting down to the 1700s. All these people, look at these dates. All born from the very top person. You look at 1948, look at 1966, all the way to 1837. That's where I'm coming out of directly. Over here, same thing. If I add myself, I'm coming out of here from 1825. And these people's parents were born here. Now, the funny thing is, in looking at the dates, you cannot be from a colony that was started after the damn date you was born. You cannot be from a colony in Africa that was created and established after you was fucking born. I'm not playing with these. I'm flying. Not today. I'm not playing today. This is why you cannot prove that you're a fucking African. Because if your ancestor was born here in the 1800s and 1700s, how the hell are you going to be from a colony created after you were born here? Just let that sink in for a minute. Let it sink in. Goddamn thunder! You, my loves, including you, Ali Bamu, your ancestors here in 1800, 1830, 1790, born here, okay? How are you going to prove you came from Africa if you were born here before the colony was created? It makes no sense. I keep telling y'all. It's not hard to figure out who you are. So now you can't hide under Negro no more. You got to be who you are. You're the damn Indian. Now I want the smoke. Come up here and give me the smoke. And if you don't, I won't be offended, because my colleagues in the chat tell me it's because they don't want no smoke with you, Thunder. And I'll accept that. I don't even have to be on here that long. But the link is pinned to the top. What say you, Ali Bamu? Can you prove that you're African, Ali Bamu? Yes or no?
Okay, well, first I would declaratively say no, but in answering yes. Remember how many times I keep pulling out the insurance companies no one wants to talk about?
Yeah, no.
There is evidence that can be
I don't want to
unearthed.
talk about the insurance company.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about
well,
the
I'm
insurance
just saying,
company.
whether you try to answer the question yes or no, the yes answer would have to come from the documentation of ship manifests, insurance policies, and who actually brought an individual African sold to another individual, not to a government. They weren't sold to none of the 13 colonies. They weren't sold to the fledgling United Snakes in 1789.
Cut off your YouTube,
because by the time the Constitution was written in 1787, you have the Northwest Territory, and at the same time you have Sierra Leone deporting or transporting, whichever you want to choose, American Indians over to Africa in 1787.
That's fine.
Now,
But were they born there?
These are the facts. These are
That's
the facts.
fine. But were they born there in Africa?
They were transported from America to what would be called Sierra Leone.
Okay, there's your answer. They're not born there. But Copper Aborigines, can you prove that you are African if your ancestors were already here at the time of the creation of the colony in Africa? Can you prove ancestry there? Sir, your mic is muted. Can anybody in the chat prove that?
No, you cannot prove that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
See, this is the fuck shit that I be talking about.
Now, I'm going to say this before we all get all twisted up. I kept writing in the chat, but it wouldn't let it come up. Here's what has to happen with that jive time. And I'm going to say it just like that because I checked it out too. That jive time public law that you just featured.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So with that, people, if you read at the top of the Constitution, it tells us we have a right to redress of grievance. This is what we would have to do. We'd have to put together a grievance and submit it about this public law.
Yes, that can be contested,
Yes. And that is the way we have to go about this.
but
Fussing
we
and
don't have to. We don't have to.
well, the reason why I say that is because the confusion is coming in because people are still complaining about the word Negro being removed. And
Yeah.
it leaves others in a confused state of mind. But
Yes.
with a redress of grievance, we can fix this very easily because Ali Bamu brought it up. It says Indian in the Constitution. So once we fix this with a redress of grievance, none of our people who were born here, whose ancestry is from here, can check any other box except American Indian. Even though we're doing it now, some, not all. Same thing when children are born in these hospitals. On the birth certificates, it should say American Indian or Indian, period. Nothing else.
You can write that in as other as well, as they tell you in Congress.
I know that, but at the same time, if we're going to put a redress of grievance in here, we may as well fix everything with one pen swoop. So there is no
other cannot
confusion.
do that. Other than what? Other as a category cannot cut it. Other than
No, that's why I said we should just fix this with a redress of grievance and stop all of this stuff, and therefore we can walk freely in our own land as the American Indian. Nothing else. Our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. It wouldn't be any more discussion. We already know right now with this public law right here, personally, I started laughing because I said, okay, well, that's cool for them because now the Pan-Africans have a way back home, back to Africa. They have no excuse now. There's nothing they can say.
Copper, you ain't talking about that mass deportation, is you?
Damn right. I want them out of here. All of them. They all on YouTube saying that they Pan-African. They all on here. So the Pan-African is the African-American. Bye.
Bye. Correct. Indeed. Sayonara.
Queen Mother, can I share this real quickly? Because I just texted to you, but I know you prefer to email. It's just a quick reference from the Article 3. Indigenous people have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. ADRIP Article 11, protection against genocide, i.e., Indigenous people have the right to not be subjected to any form of genocide or attempts to exterminate them. And that's crucial. Because even being referred to as Indigenous people is a way to diminish us by granting it to the imposters, as the Pope did in Canada. He claimed he denounced the doctrine of discovery. He did it in front of the imposters. He didn't come south of the Canadian border, certainly didn't address us. Pronounce them First Nations and Indigenous people. That sounds like keeping it going, right, Copper? And transitioning the theft that they took to their agents in their behalf by pronouncing them the Indigenous peoples.
He went right to the wrong people. But I see the trick. I see the confusion. And had Sister Bethany not brought this document up today, we may be still talking like they were doing yesterday and would have been going on today. You don't see none of those Pan-Africans in the chat right now since that document came up. They can't even speak, not one. They've been cut off today. Today was their cutoff day. They've been silent. So I understand about the indigenous rights that came out in the United Nations some years ago. Even though it mentions about genocide, we see it going on anyway. Whether it's done through police brutality, whether it's done through the educational system. There's many ways to cause genocide without murdering folks off. Just got to know the tactics. So I'm going to leave that alone. The only thing I can say to us, I think I'm on to something about that redress of grievance. That's the only thing I see that we could put in to fix this issue. Because this is what it is. It's an issue. And it's a big issue.
Oh, yeah.
And like I'm saying, I'm gonna keep Alibama right there because he said it best. We are the only ones written in the Constitution. Nobody else. It don't say Native Americans in there. If it does, please point that crap out. It don't say African Americans in there or blacks or anybody else. Asians, nobody. Point them out. They're not there.
Not even Europeans, Copper, if they allegedly authored the document, how did they not reference themselves? And so therefore, by default, who is we the people referred to by the document?
The Indian. The Indian. That's who?
The people that are confused, that can't multitask and hold two opposing ideas simultaneously in their little peanut brain, how they can convince themselves that Barack Hussein Obama signing off on ADRIP, which by the way was late because UNDRIP preceded it, then the Organization of American States reiterated it, specifying what American indigeneity is referencing. So he was late to the party, but he also got sent a letter. You familiar with the legend about the letter he got sent from Pope Francis in 2014? A lot of people don't know that Francis became Pope. He became Pope in 2013.
You're breaking up real bad.
We got two letters, Alibama.
Speak on that, Copper.
He had one letter that he didn't, that came to him, and he sort of brushed it to the side. Then another one came to him, and that's when he went to moving on it. And remember when at George,
I'm put another log on you so you can cook some more. Boehner resigned within a week after bowing to the Pope. You remember that?
Yes.
When has a Speaker of the House ever resigned? Cook, brother, cook.
Never. Never. Now I'm gonna say something else I don't think people paid attention to. Do you all remember a funeral of George Bush the first?
Yes.
Do you all remember everybody got letters at that funeral?
They got them manila envelopes and turned white as sheet. Now they turned into white people, but Cook called it, brother. Cook it.
Yes, they did. And do you notice the only ones who didn't get that letter? Anybody remember, or was nobody paying attention?
You mean Trump and Melania?
Well, they didn't get the letter. Barack and Michelle didn't get the letter. What's his name? The peanut guy. Jimmy Carter didn't get the letter. Them the only ones I could remember that did not get that letter, because everybody else was looking around at each other like, uh-oh, what, you know, they weren't. Those 5 individuals weren't. Yep, just what I thought. Did nobody pay attention to that? They just seen it as a funeral. Nobody paid attention to what was going on at that funeral. Them people were scared to death, whatever was in that envelope. They, like Ali Bamu said, yeah, they really did turn white. Fear hit them like I ain't never seen it happen before. And if I ain't mistaken, that might have been that second letter. Because right after that, y'all notice, when the last time y'all seen actually on the news anybody walking in and out of the White House? Now the news will show you a picture of it, but they don't show you nobody walking in and out of it. Why is that?
I don't know. You want
Are they on stage in Hollywood out there?
I don't know.
They ain't in Washington, D.C. Anybody in here live in D.C. can say otherwise? Please do so, because I'm not in D.C., but I know what I'm looking at. Somebody in the chat says, we have always known about the Bush. Okay, explain. You getting ready to tell us something. You getting ready to let me know something now. Now, I remember back in the 70s when George Bush and his cronies got caught up, and I believe Alabama know about this. They got caught up trying to mess up the American bicentennial by implementing their own constitution, and got caught.
You know, people will say that you're bordering on conspiracy theory, Copper. But the fact remains, Herbert Walker Bush is the only CIA president in history. George Herbert Walker Bush, elected member of Congress, head of the CIA, ambassador to China, vice president and president. Do you know he got a retirement check from all those positions, Copper?
You know he did, and that ain't all. Did you go to his military record?
All right.
All of them that I just named, all of them was in World War II together. That's including Nixon too.
Okay.
But Queen Mother, I know the point that you're stressing today is I am not your Negro. Have you seen that documentary with James Baldwin yet? Chief Morning Thunder?
No,
That is
not
the
yet.
title of it.
Yeah,
I am not your Negro.
yeah, you gotta hear that one. Woo!
Yeah, I would like.
So in going forward, I think people are very confused and they're misguided. The historical context does not go away. You just showed that in your slide.
Yep.
It is going forward. They are transitioning us from Negro to Black and then stamped made in Africa. That's what you need to address, not the dumb shit.
Correct. Because now what and I tell you guys this all the time in the chat. You can declare your race identity, and I put the link. I'm gonna pin it to the top for now, where you can get that. It's very made simple for you. I can't get no more simpler than this. And I'm gonna share it. Oh, that's Sachi. I see you. I see you, hun. You there? Okay. I see you. That's you, right, Satch?
No, it's King Cash. No, it's me.
You silly. All right, let me just throw this real quick to the
Oh, you
chat.
coming up here being an African spear chucker?
Oh shit.
So here is the link to the top is directly to the declaration to declare your race. And here it is. You download it. Let me see if it's open. Did it open up? I'm probably going to have to do a reshare on the screen. I'm going to explain this one more time. Oh, it did open up. It did. Okay. So it's very easy. You date it in front of the notary. Okay. If your kids are under 18, you read through it. All you're doing is declaring who you are. And here you can list all your kids. First name, middle name, last name, date of birth, address. And there's your racial classification. You circle it.
Now, Queen,
Okay.
are you providing this from Waya's website? Is that what you're
Yep.
doing with this?
This is on the
And I
website.
see
It
you.
is.
I see you referenced UNDRIP just above.
Yeah, that's in there. I'm going to get to that. But I'm trying to explain to them this. This is the declaration. You read it and you list all your children's names. All right. And then you take it to the notary. The notary is going to do this page. And then you mail all 5 pages together when you staple it and you send it to your state leaders, vital statistics offices. Okay. Your doctor's office. You could just tell your doctor's office, they change it, they correct it. Okay. That's that simple. This is on the website. The link is up there. Let me go back. And over here is the UNDRIP. You just hit the download button and it'll show up. And I think, I don't know if this is still here. I thought I did. No, maybe not. But the UNDRIP is right here. Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, right here. So it's there. The link is at the top. You want it, you got it. You don't want to do it, mean you don't want to make no moves. Ain't nothing else I could do. But I'm damn sure moving on with Wire because we all already did that. All of us. But that's for my colleagues and my brothers and sisters here in the audience. The only thing you got to do is put a date on it and list all your kids. I can't get no more simpler than that. The post office you make copies of it after you get it notarized. And the post office will help you fill out a return receipt form. But there it is. There's nothing else that's what I have to offer to the public. So it is what
I got one more thing to say. Now I know you just said, your the post office will help you and you get your return receipt. My advice, because I used to have to deal with the post office all the time. And you ask for a signature on there. Sometimes they'll put it on there. Sometimes they won't.
Yeah, you just tell them to stamp it. They'll stamp it. They normally do. But you can tell them to stamp it with their seal. The paper that goes back to you. It's a little piece of white paper. Matter of fact, I'll pull it out. Let me go get it. Hang on, you guys. Oh, God. There's a little piece of paper, the white piece, that they give back to you. That they'll put their stamp seal on it right there. You make sure they stamp all of them that you have. Some of these damn return receipts.
Correct. Absolutely.
The post office needs to correct. Just tell them to stamp that. They normally do, but just remind them if they don't. Okay, that's it. And that's your guarantee that the post office is going to deliver it to your state leaders. Okay? That's that. Oh, years ago, I remember I was going crazy doing those things. People used to pay me to mail it out for them because it was so many. They would send me the money to get the damn to pay for the postage because it's like $6 for return receipt. But the thing is, I have to do the return receipt from here and send it to. I can't send it to them. They have to send it here because that's mail fraud. So you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, you got to pay for the postage. And oh man, it's just a hot mess. It's a lot.
Well, mail fraud been going on for some time now.
Yeah, real bad, very bad.
Yes, and most people don't even know how mail fraud happens.
I started getting smart, like the whole wire roll or rolls, like the dolls rolls. That send
Yeah.
that. Send that one sheet. So I have to do all these individual return receipts. And that with all the members, their member number, their addresses, you send it that way. You don't have to do all those individual, because God, that was just too much. They take it that way.
Do you know all these companies commit mail fraud every day?
Yeah.
Every day.
But sometimes it's ignorance of the law too, because they probably don't know.
They know, because it's only two things. There's envelopes that these companies been using for years. One envelope has a black stamp on it, right up on the top. Says permit number or something. Then you got another one that got the red stamp right up there at the top. Sprayed on. Now go read the stamp back and then come back and tell me that.
You don't have to send it to you don't have to send it to a judge. State leaders is fine. It's the people that's representing you. You're letting them know that they're not representing a Negro or a Black or African American. You let them know that they're representing an American Indian. Okay, so it would go to your offices like Vital Statistics, where you were born, to the commissioner of Vital Statistics. I sent to the president too, and the vice president, the whole damn cabinet, Department of Interior, all of them. It's a list on the website with all those names. Hey, curious, to get you started. I sure would. Send it right to the Department of Interior.
Yeah, because they all involved with your name, or that registered number on that birth certificate.
But you, the individual, need to send that individually.
Sure do.
Because I don't represent you, the individual. You do. And you need to they want to hear from you, not me.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Satch.
James Baldwin is a Negro. Yeah. See, when I was investigating how the Congress for Cultural Freedom turned into the American Society for African Culture, and it turned into UNESCO, which is all CIA fronts, and that's how you got Pan-Africanism. James Baldwin's name popped up on the list a bunch of times for CIA funding. So he is a Negro.
Wow. Interesting. We come in all shades, honey. How you been? Satchy?
I've been all right,
I tore them beans up today, boy. Ooh, it was good.
I forgot to send you the picture of the Xanaran thing too, man. I forget. I just thought about it when you said something about the beans.
I started back. I had red beans, red kidney beans today. Oh my God, they were so good. And I had some I chopped up some turkey neck bones and just let it cook. I chopped it up, raw turkey neck bones. I let them suckers boil. They cook for like 6 hours on the stove.
Right.
And oh my goodness, I had some whole wheat bread with it. I ain't need nothing else. Hey, there, Misha, baby. Some whole wheat bread with them beans. I tore them up. Mm-hmm. But
The beans be fine. All beans is be fine.
mm-hmm. Beans, the red beans. I love red beans. Always did. I think I make them better than what is that? Popeye's chicken. Mine tastes better. My grandmother taught me how to make them suckers, and they so good.
It ain't that hard to beat them.
No,
Popeye.
I can't remember if I ever had any Popeyes, period.
They red beans and rice. It's not that hard to beat them. Don't compare yourself to them. There wasn't no good comparison right there, Sister Beth.
Say that again. Say that again.
It ain't that hard to beat them. There wasn't no good comparison. Don't compare yourself to them.
Who Popeyes? What
Yeah.
Popeyes is famous up here in Connecticut. All of them are very, very clean. I do.
No, I'm saying about I'm talking about the taste of they red beans and rice. I ain't saying they
I
not
know.
clean. I'm
Oh,
saying
I
that
know.
they ain't that hard to beat. So don't compare yourself to them.
I'm definitely going to that fish market though. After I get off the plantation, I'm going to that fish market. Get my fish. I love me some fish. I want some red snappers. I like to take them suckers and because they gut them out and everything for me and scale them, and I have them slit them, and I stick some collard greens in there with brown rice and vegetables. I stuff the fish with it and put it in aluminum foil and let it cook. It'd be so good. Oh my goodness.
That sound good.
Yeah.
That's what we do when we out there on the water doing catching fish.
Mm-hmm. You put them on the grill with aluminum foil.
Yeah, we make the we make the campfire out there out of rocks and sticks.
Oh man, that's so fun, man. The old things we used to do. You know, those are the things that you could do just sitting there, if you're fishing and you can meditate. It's so peaceful.
You better believe it is.
It's so peaceful.
It works for me. I can't speak for nobody else, but I know it works for me.
Yeah, that sounds good. Pinto and a black bean. I love black beans. My father always made black beans. He cooks like Cubans, period, point blank. My dad, he did. He said, put that damn crock pot on. Not the crock pot, what's the other pot you call it?
Pressure cooker.
Yeah, the pressure cooker. That man would put that damn pressure cooker on, and then he would open it and the beans fly up to the ceiling. I was like, Dad, I had to scrape a black bean off his back. He was hollering. I said, what's wrong? He couldn't reach the bean that was stuck on his back because he wasn't careful when he opened the pot. And it's pressure cooking.
Shoot, yeah. You gotta be calm. You gotta be careful when you open that thing up.
Anything
Put a bomb on the stove, shoot.
Any bean with some cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Any bean.
Yes. My grandsons, actually, they love cornbread.
I like fried cornbread myself.
It is good.
Hey, cornbread is the oldest bread in the world.
Satcha, you be cooking your little butt off. Copper, you too, huh?
I like to eat.
I like to eat. Shoot, I ain't going hungry. No way. Oh, hell no.
Girlie. You cook, boy, huh? When you go to grocery store, you do heavy grocery shopping for the month or for the week?
Who?
Both of y'all.
Yeah, I go down to Eastern Market
I
where
got a lady to do that for me. I just cook.
I know that's right, Sachi. Yeah, I like to go. You know what? I understand elderly need people to get their groceries. They get the Uber to pick up their groceries. I got to be in the grocery picking my own vegetables. But I do understand our elderly that can't get to the grocery stores because they're in pain or whatever, or disabilities. So they have the grocery list that they email to the grocery store. But a lot of the people that work there love doing it. You know, they love going around with the grocery list to pick out all the items. And then the Uber rider comes and pick it up and bring it to their house. Let me take this
that's,
call.
that's why it's
Y'all got it.
always best to well, here, you know everybody who got a garden or something, and you get whatever they have, you buy whatever they have, you go ahead and cook it up, can it up, and there you go, especially during the summer months. And the same thing goes with your meats. You go hit the meat market, you don't get nothing out the grocery store because that ain't gonna last you no time. Go to the meat market, you pick your poultry and your meats up, your steaks, you're in good shape. You spend about $500, you're in good shape. You done cooked up all your vegetation during the summer and into the fall. That's gonna carry you all the way through the winter too.
Sachi, you want me to share what you sent me?
No, not really. That was for yourself. Really, that wasn't for the show.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bunch of different stuff. Like I just be running. Like I just be doing it. Like when I run across stuff, I send it in people emails.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Most of it explaining how they just basically you was excluded from being an Indian because of your skin color.
Oh, absolutely.
See, people, they talk about reclassification, but they don't give it the right context. Cause when you read them laws, they say every person, not a colored person, with Indian blood. So that means you could be full blooded Indian, but because you colored, you automatically excluded. But this person here with
Oh,
just a tainted Indian in them and full blooded colonizer can be an Indian because of the color of their skin, and they just got a tainted Indian blood.
Yep. Well, we know what they did when they recreated. Oh, matter of fact, I was supposed to show that today when they recreated the Cherokee Nation. Um, I was supposed to share that. Hang on, y'all. I knew I forgot something. Look at this here. Um, the Constitution of the Cherokee Nation. This was in 1828. Um, Formed by a convention of delegates from the districts at New Echata, July 1827. Now, this is when they started it all over again. We, the representatives of the people of the Cherokee Nation, in convention assembled in order to establish justice, ensure tranquility, promote our common welfare, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of liberty, acknowledging with humility and gratitude the goodness of the sovereign ruler of the universe, and offering as an opportunity so favorable to design and imploring his aid and direction in its accomplishment, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the government of the Cherokee Nation. I'm like, you, like I said, you can write your own Constitution. Yeah, y'all don't understand. Article 1, the boundaries of this nation, embracing the lands solemnly guaranteed and reserved forever to the Cherokee Nation by the treaties concluded with the United States, are as follows: and shall forever hereinafter remain un, uni, unalterably the same, to wit, beginning on the north bank of Tennessee River at the upper part of the Chickasaw Old Fields, thence along the main channel of said river, including all the islands therein, to the mouth of the Hiwassee River, thence up the main channel of said river, including the islands, to the first hill which closes in on said river, about 2 miles above Hiwassee Old Town, thence along the ridge which divide the waters of the Hiwassee and Little Toledo to the Tennessee River at Tallahassee, thence along the main channel, including islands, to the junction of the Calloway and Natalatti, thence along the ridge in the fork of said river to the top of the Blue Ridge. Sachi. Then blah 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 blah. They're declaring their area. The sovereignty and jurisdiction of this government shall extend over the country within the boundaries above described, and the lands therein are and shall remain the common property of the nation. But the improvements made thereon and in the possession of the citizens of the nation are the exclusive and indefeasible property of the citizens, respectfully, who made or may rightfully be in possession of them, provided that the citizens of the nation possessing exclusive and indefeasible right to their respective improvements, as expressed in this article, shall possess no right nor power to dispose of their improvements in any manner, whatever to the United States, individual states, nor individual citizens hereof, and that whenever any such citizen or citizens shall remove their effects out of the limits of this nation and become citizens of any other government, all their rights and privileges as citizens of this nation shall cease, provided nevertheless that the legislator shall have power to readmit by law to all the rights of citizenship and any such person or persons who may at any time desire to return to the nation on their memorializing the General Council for such readmission. Moreover, the legislator shall have power to adopt such laws and regulations as its wisdom may deem expedient and proper to prevent the citizens from monopolizing improvements with the view speculation. The power of this government shall be divided into 3 distinct departments: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. The person or persons belonging to one of these departments shall exercise any of the powers properly belonging to either of the others, except in the cases hereinafter expressly directed or permitted. And then they go into all of this shit. And then what happens? Let me get down here. I don't even want to read all this. I'm going to get down to the funky part. Why did the Constitution not protect the Cherokee people? Instead, Marshall ruled that the Cherokees constituted a distinct political society, but its status was that of domestic dependent nations, with their claim to be a foreign nation rejected. The Cherokees lacked standing, and their case was dismissed by the Supreme Court and said, do Native Americans have rights under the Constitution? As non-parties to the United States Constitution, The tribes are not subject to the restrictions contained in the Bill of Rights or subsequent amendments. Thus, tribes have been free historically to legislate to the extent allowed by their own constitutions. How many Cherokees were forcibly removed from their lands in 1838 and 1839? Although the treaty mandated that the removal of all white people who have intruded or may hereafter intrude on the lands of the Cherokees, the United States instead forcibly removed more than 15,000 Cherokees in 1838 and 1839. When I read that, right, I was like, when I read that, I was like, wait a minute. So they saying they want all the white people to get out that intruded, and because they wouldn't, they removed their ass. They removed them to Oklahoma. Is it because they wasn't the real Indians? Am I reading that wrong? Did that two sips of beer do that to me? It must have did it to me.
Because a whole lot of stuff must have happened in 1828. Because there's a lot of things that occurred in 1828. This is the takeover of the Cherokee Nation. So it seems like they took over the tribe from the inside out, made their little side deals, and then X'd everybody out.
Yeah.
With the trail, the Trail of Tears was the final X on out of there. That's why they slid on it all the way in position.
Yep. I couldn't believe that when I read it. I was like, they was like, although, I'm going to read it slow, although the treaty mandated the removal of all white people who have intruded or may hereinafter intrude on the lands of the Cherokees, the United States instead forcibly removed more than 15,000 Cherokees in the 1838 and 1839.
See, this is what they fear. They know when niggas get back control of all of what's happening, they know that's what a nigga gonna say.
So after all that shit, right? The Cherokee Nation Constitution of 1839 was signed on September 6, 1839. And then they go into saying, after a period of internal conflict, the Constitution was created to unite the Cherokee Nation after the Trail of Tears. So they recreated the shit all over.
Unite who?
The white people over it.
You got to realize now this is after the Trail of Tears now. So you got a whole new group that's in the car. You got the few people that was willing to leave in Oklahoma mixed with this whole new group of white people.
Yeah.
Then you got the whole people that refuse still on their land. Now the people that refuse to leave, now they still on their land. It's reclassified as Negro still back here now.
Yeah.
So who did they reunite?
Oh, they changed it they changed like 5 times. I'm serious. I was like, damn.
You know when they was getting ready to make Oklahoma a state, they disbanded every tribe over there again.
They came in and infuriated the Negro and took over, because this is why they go into when they recreated it all over again. It tells you that the Constitution was modeled on the 1827 Constitution, because there was an 1827 Constitution, as was the result of contentious meetings between two Cherokee fractions, the Eastern Cherokees, led by Principal Chief John Ross, and the Old Settlers, who settled in Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma in the early 1800s. So they rewrote it, right, and accepted a citizenship. So all the white people that was going in there, it wasn't really Cherokees; they were citizens, because they didn't want them all in there.
Sound like the Old Settlers was the niggas and John Ross is the white boy.
No. They didn't want the white people in it.
That's what I'm saying.
They want them to get out.
No, it sound like John. It sound like the old settlers is the white people and John Ross is the niggas. John Ross never. But John Ross is pictured as a white man though.
There's a white dude. I was like, damn, that's crazy. So, with that being said, I mean, they modeled it like the United States Constitution so that they could constantly vote in new chiefs. And the chief doesn't have to be a Cherokee Indian. He could be a citizen. And a citizen come in and take over the tribe. And they keep voting in the citizens instead of real Cherokees, which is the same damn thing with the United States. It's full of foreign citizens. And you always got to.
It's not making sense though.
I know.
Because when you research the history of Oklahoma, you can't find out one all Indian, all Native American, none of that type of town, but you can find 50 all black ones.
Yep.
I'm saying like when all of these people went to Native America, what was the Native Americans doing? Did the niggas just take over when they got there? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like when they got to Oklahoma, the nigga just said, Native Americans, sit y'all ass down. We run this shit. We building all black towns everywhere.
Yep. And that's exactly what they did.
Nah, I'm saying I don't think no Native American was ever there. I think that's an insert because they can't show nothing they built there.
No, it's an insert. It definitely was an insert. Absolutely.
Like, I actually been looking for something like, going through Oklahoma history, and like you can clearly they're gonna tell you quick. Like actually Oklahoma is the place, and it's weird because Indian territory where they sent the Indians in the Indian Removal Act is the place, the state with the most all black towns built in it.
Yep.
So it's kind of, and we ain't black, but it's funny though that we telling people that the so-called black man was reclassified to Indian through the one drop rule and all several other little rules that had to exclude you just because of your skin color. And everything when you get to looking into Oklahoma, niggas did everything over there. Everything you got over there now today was sponsored by Negroes.
Facts.
Now somebody tell me how the niggas moved to Oklahoma in the Trail of Tears. Now we're gonna use the contemporary story they give you. The Native Americans took the Negroes to Oklahoma as slaves, but the Negroes built more in Oklahoma than the Native Americans. Matter of fact, the Negroes built 50 all black towns, and you can't find one Native American town. Now, hold on. It get deeper though, because how is it? That's a whole lot of slaves. 50 all black towns.
Yes.
See, people ain't listening to what I'm saying. 50 all black towns.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. So if it's 50 all black towns in just this one state, where the fuck was the Native Americans at? How many towns in a state?
Exactly. In Connecticut, we got 169, but that's the north. But
what I'm saying, like, so if you say it's 100 and something, it's 100 and something in Oklahoma. That means half the state was niggas.
Yep.
So I'm saying, like, the Native Americans, when they couldn't have had that many motherfuckers, like.
And Oklahoma, it's small compared to us. They got 592 cities, towns, and villages.
But see, this how you end the conversation though. Niggas built more all black towns than it is tribes in Oklahoma. It ain't over 30 some tribes. It's about 38 or 39.
Facts. Agreed.
So when you put the tribes up there beside the towns, and it don't make sense unless the Indians is the niggas. That's the only way it makes sense.
Mm. Facts.
He's
Facts.
right.
You
He's
know
right,
what?
Sister Bethy.
Yes, he is. I remember when Copper, don't you remember when you was little and you see the commercials from with the people in Oklahoma advertising their jellies and different products, and then they'd be in a newspaper with pictures where you could buy and order stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember those articles.
Yeah, I remember those as a little girl, man. It was in the newspaper.
Man,
Yeah.
Oklahoma was all black in the 20s and 30s and in the 1910s and the 1890s and the
That's correct.
1870s. So where was Chief Tonto Neil?
That's
That's what I'm saying.
there was none. That's just a story.
There
That they
wasn't.
made up.
That's a fact. See, that's what all people got to do is look at it. This how you can prove Chief Tonto Neil never existed. You got to put up the picture of white only and colored only. Where the hell they come from? Ain't what no it wasn't no what was the Native American only?
It wasn't.
Exactly.
They look. They took this word. Look, we got 3 words to us, so they got 2 words to them. The 2 words are, one is called Native Americans, and then you got Native of America. That's us. That's how they've been doing it.
Yep. I ain't never seen no signs. You know, they use the same signs back in the day, colors only, whites only. There was
That's
never
right. So where was them them so-called Native Americans at? Where were they going to the bathroom at, and where were they drinking from, and what restaurants were they not able to go into, hotels and all of this? Who are these people that they keep talking about?
Can't now one of them show you no historical document with their ancestors being called colored, Negro, or black.
Listen, I ain't seen a sign say Native Americans only.
Why Elvis Presley ain't picked no Native Americans to do the show with him? Why you picking bunch of niggas with feathers?
That's
But
right.
hold on though, when you read about so-called blood quantum or the one drop rule of any or the Indian blood laws, any of it, it say any person not a colored person with a considerable amount of Indian blood. So that means if you're a colored person, got color on your skin, it don't matter how much damn Indian blood you got. You can be full blooded. You a colored person. Get out the way. We trying to talk about this white person over here. That's basically what the law
That's
says.
how they was identifying it. Exactly.
That's basically what the
That's
law
all they
says.
had then. You know nothing about no damn blood either.
These people were
Except
not
it was
slave.
red.
They was not slave owners down south.
They most certainly were not.
Them people never lived in the South. When have they ever lived here? Like everybody I know, as far as I can go back, the living people, they 90, 80, 90 years old, they gonna say they ain't never lived that, because I done talked to them. They say they ain't never lived, seen them people live here. So when have they ever lived here?
In Hollywood.
I don't see no Tonto Indians in there. When tribal nations expel their black, they're using modern.
No, they show it to you in movies. That's where they live at, in the movie.
Why they not in this portrait? Where are they in this portrait? All you see is black people, mulattoes, and white people. Where are they?
Hey. See, people got to understand what it means to be federally recognized. It means the government, in order to be federally recognized, you have to give the government say so. That means they have say so over your enrollment and everything you do.
Yeah.
That's what people ain't getting about the federal. In order for me to pay you, it's hush money. I need you to get over there, get on your reservation, and shut the hell up. I'm gonna pay you. That's what that is.
Hmm.
Then you
I
got
mean,
folks
it's
that look like
simple.
then you got folks that look like us running over there, trying to get other folks to run over there too. They're crazy.
Hot mess.
Yeah, it's a hot mess.
But I'm about
See,
to
Go out
get
there,
my butt out of
go out
here,
there on the
y'all.
go out there on them reservations if you want to.
all I'm gonna say is, ain't no farms out there for them to be the first people.
No, I don't give a damn about none of that. Take your brown hind parts over there on them reservations if you want to. That's the best I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, all I'm
But
gonna
you
tell
ain't
y'all
getting
is,
off. You ain't getting off. If you get on there, you're not getting off.
remember,
Copper.
remember, remember when they ask you what's your culture. The root word of culture is cultivate. Ask a Native American and a Pan African who created the almanac.
Benjamin Banneker,
So. What's your culture? The root word of culture is
agriculture,
cultivate.
agriculture,
Exactly. That's what culture is. Agriculture. We are.
agriculture.
That means the farmer is the culture. Martin
That's
Luther
right.
King told you who taught them how to farm when they got here. Y'all have a good day. Everybody stay up.
I thought everybody knew that though.
No, a lot of us didn't know that. That's why it's so good to have like boomers on the panel so they could bring that back.
Remember, I kept
You know,
saying in the chat for weeks and weeks and weeks, y'all need to go into the agriculture department. I've been saying it all the time.
yep. See, this is the stuff that they don't know, but it's good that we're telling and letting them know. We remember stuff from when we was little, and it
Yeah,
comes back when you mention it one time, and then it all starts rolling back in your
flooding back.
head. Yeah, yeah, remember that. It's like we have a repressed memory, and it's that one little thing that'll trigger it, and everything you start putting the pieces to the puzzle together.
Absolutely. It'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Come back to all of us. All it takes is just a little something to trigger it.
And I was looking at the jails and and like the colonial days up here. Look, and it's just funny who's in them.
They are.
Yeah.
They're in
Look,
jail, not us.
look. These are the jails, and it's look who's in the jail, in prison. I was like, wow.
I tell you what number of criminals they sent over here to do all this labor they had for the British.
Yep. Look who's in the jail. Ain't no niggas in there.
No. No, it's still us. That didn't start. People don't realize when that started for us. That started for us in the late 40s.
Now they got
You
that's
start seeing them
crazy.
locking us up in the late 40s.
I'm
Late
like,
40s,
wow.
50s, 60s, 70s. And it really went up in the 1980s, 90s, and the 2000s.
In the colonial times, I'm like, wow. They draw the pictures of all of them. Now there's one finally. That's definitely the 1800s. I could tell by them damn stripes. Cause we was doing some stuff. We was wilding. So I'm about to get out of here, Copper, and
All
go and
right.
relax. Cause I started back on the plantation again today. Oh, them damn 12 days felt so good to be off. I can't wait till I retire
I know you can't.
or get another, I just, it's coming. Another job, yeah. So But anyway, y'all, I love y'all to the moon and back.
Love you too, sister. You'll be all right come Friday. Trust me, you will. You'll be back acclimated.
Yeah, I'll be back acclimated come Friday. You got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, good, brother. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna holler at you for something that I wanted to talk about on the panel. And I know you got a lot of information, but I don't want to say it because there's somebody gonna do a live and then it won't be nothing to talk about.
No.
So I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
All right,
Got
my
you.
dear. Love y'all. I'm out of here. Don't believe the lies, y'all.
Hey, so, Dama. Woo! Hey, it's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, it's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, it's so many, hey, it's so many, yo, it's so many, yo, it's so many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switched side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many.
Yeah, ask a moral question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offside. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could have been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' ride the whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like they Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep fine. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on the falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many, it's so many, hey, it's so many, yo, it's so many.